Okay, Dr. Mindy here, and I'm doing a series for you guys on how to open up your detox pathways. And in this video, we're going to talk about skin and lymph. So many of you are dedicated to your fasting lifestyle, and I love it. We are trying to get over 1 million people building themselves a fasting lifestyle. So if you're new to my channel, join me. We're going to show you how to build a fasting lifestyle. Part of that is you got to open up pathways, detox pathways. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to open up your skin and lymph detox pathways. Enjoy. Okay, you guys, let's talk about detox pathways. And I want to dive into your skin and I want to dive into your lymph. So I'm going to put both of these categories together. And again, I want to give you options from starting from really easy to do all the way up to a little more complicated, a little more expensive, but you can decide what feels right for you. If you're new to detox pathways, you never heard of this before, this is a video that's a part of a series that I've been doing. So go back and watch the video I did on struggling with fasting. It might be time to open up your pathways. Go back and watch the liver video because I want to make sure that you have those two videos down and you understand those first before you go into the techniques I'm going to teach you in this video. If this idea behind detox pathways is new to you, the reason I'm leaving such an extensive series on pathways is because what we're seeing here on YouTube, we're seeing it in our Resetter group on Facebook, and even on the group that's following us on Instagram, is that a lot of you guys are stepping into fasting and you're getting stuck with the fact that your pathways are closed. And we know the pathways are closed when you start gaining weight, when you get more brain fog, when you're getting rashes, or you're constipated. And I don't want you to give up on fasting. I don't want you to give up on detoxing. I want you to know how to be smart about opening these pathways. So let's dive into the skin and the lymph. So we're putting both of those together. The first thing, if you haven't tried dry brushing, it's incredible. It is the most interesting experience for your skin. You can get a dry brush easily on Amazon. Make sure you get an organic one. And basically you start opening up the pores on your skin with a dry brush. Obviously it's dry, you're not in the shower. It's when you're completely either out of the shower or another time, and you want to start dry brushing your skin. Now, you specifically want to make sure that you get under your armpits and in your inguinal area, and then right here in your throat area, because that's where the most amount of lymph nodes live. So dry brushing also stimulates your parasympathetic nervous system, so it's pretty relaxing. So those of you who are doing a lot of the fasting with us, make sure you're dry brushing daily, especially when you're on a 3 to 5 day water fast. Really smart. Okay, second thing, loofah. So a loofah is like dry brushing. It's a little deeper, and I actually want you to do the loofah when you get into the shower. And I specifically want you to loofah under your armpits, especially if you're a woman. So what we know, if you've been using any of the toxic deodorants, we know that these pores get clogged. And what happens is when they get clogged, toxins will end up going into breast tissue. Remember that toxins are very attracted to fat, and the breasts are fat. So if you've been using any kind of toxic deodorant, the first thing I would do is encourage you to try some of the natural ones. And especially during a 3 to 5 day water fast, when you're in these longer fasts, I'd really encourage you to avoid those toxins and really let's work on opening up the under your armpit pathway. So a loofah, you can get it. We got ours at Whole Foods. I know we have people all over the world watching my videos, so you can find that on Amazon or online. It's a little bit different than a dry brush. It's not really a brush. It's more of like a sponge, a hard sponge that you get under, and you want to do your armpits. You also, like I said, the inguinal area is great, and I also right in the throat here, you've got so many lymph nodes right here. So every day when you're in the shower, what I would do is I would take like a natural sea salt scrub, something with some kind of resistance to it, and you put a scrub under your armpits, take the loofah, and make sure you're scrubbing out your armpits. Again, this is vitally important to those of you who have been using more of the conventional deodorants that have toxins in them. So that's my second thing. Okay, the third thing is really simple. You just have to remember to do it, is to make sure you're moving, that you're walking. So again, I'm talking to you guys that are in these fasts and you're holding on to weight, you're getting these rashes, you're getting brain fog, you're having these symptoms. What I want to encourage you to do is something as simple as get out and walk. I know there's a tendency when we fast to just want to be more inner, and I get that. But make sure that you're getting circulation so that as things are being detoxified naturally in your body, that you're moving them through the circulation that your body and the process your body has already given you. Okay? Next thing that goes along with that, and you can kill sort of two birds with one stone with this, is sweating. So you want to make sure you're sweating on a regular basis. And yes, when you fast, especially if you're in like a longer fast, we don't recommend hardcore exercise. But if you're intermittent fasting or you're autophagy fasting or you're doing some of the other fasts, sweating is really good. Or maybe if you're not fasting, you want to sweat on a pretty regular basis. Again, we live in this crazy toxic time, most toxic time in human history. And when you're not sweating, those toxins are staying stuck in the lymph, they're staying stuck in fat tissue. So I want to encourage you to sweat as much as you possibly can. Something as simple as put on an extra layer of clothes when you go out for a run. Just make sure that when you are working out that you're sweating. There's things like hot yoga that are great. Movement while sweating, when you combine those two things, you're really improving your detox pathways. Okay, now let's go into biohacking. So as you guys know, I'm a big fan of some of these biohacks. To me, what biohacking means is it's a way to hack into the intelligence of your body naturally. Fasting is a biohack. It's like, the body has this pre-programmed way to heal. When we take food out of the equation, we hack into that intelligence. So same thing when you're trying to open up your detox pathways, is there's some really cool biohacks. And why I'm standing here today in my office is because I want to show you a biohack that we're using in my clinic, and it's infrared sauna. And infrared is not like the sauna that's at your gym. What infrared does is that it heats the cells up from the inside of the cell out. It's like inducing a fever. So let's go back to this idea around autophagy. A lot of you are doing fasting for autophagy, and yet hopefully you've seen the video that I did on what is autophagy actually detox. What we now know is that many times the more you fast, your intelligence of your cells decides autophagy isn't the right thing to do. Something called apoptosis is the right thing to do, which is cellular death. And when that cell dies, as that process is happening, toxins, specifically heavy metals, neurotoxins, get released from the cell. Well, when you're in that process and you hop into a infrared sauna, what you're doing is you're encouraging those cells to move those toxins, to move those neurotoxins, those debris, to get it moving through your system so it doesn't stay stuck inside the cell. So infrared also is fabulous if you have a cold, especially if you're feeling like a keto flu or anything like that as you're fasting. So infrared is great for that. Now, what we like to do in my clinic, and I know a lot of you have the home units. Our favorite, by the way, sauna is from Sunlighten. I did a whole interview with Alicia from Sunlighten on why this product is one of our favorite. But for those of you that might have an infrared sauna, what we notice is that when you go to open up these pathways with an infrared sauna, is now that cell is quite open, you actually can start to put some things on your skin that will get in easier to the cell and help heal those cells. So totally, I just wanted to show you this biohack because I know some of you, this is totally overwhelming, and others of you, you're with me, you understand, you've been doing some biohacking. But when you get out of the infrared sauna, put on something like CBD cream, because now that your pores are open, your cells are open, and you're going to start to be able to get whatever you put on the skin into those cells to have an effect. So in our clinic, we'll do CBD cream. We've done muscle cream. I know we've got some essential oil lovers out there. Great time to put some essential oils on is after you've opened up your pathways through an infrared sauna. Now, I also know that a lot of you are fans of the Juve light. So I don't know if you can see this, but we do a lot of red light therapy in our office. Let's see if I can show you. You can probably see that red light. And the cool thing when you end up opening up the pathways with the sauna is now your cells are going to be more receptive to things like red light. So it's a way of stacking your biohacks. So again, I'm putting that out there for those of you that have bought a Juve Mini at home, or you have an infrared at home. Use these two together. That's what they're there for. So, okay, the other really cool way to facilitate movement of lymph is through, after you get out of your sauna, or even, you don't even have to be in the sauna. If you have access to some kind of myofascial therapy or a myofascial tool, I know in our office we use hypervolts that will help with muscles, but our favorite lymph mover is this thing. It's called a rapid release. And if you have any tools like this, you can get into the lymph and start to move the lymph through this, this area of your body has a tremendous amount of circulation and lymph nodes and fascia. And so you can get in the sauna, you can do red light, and then you can take a fascial tool like rapid release, and you can start to move lymph through your system that way. If you don't have these other tools, you just have this tool, don't look at it as just a muscular tool. Look at it as you can get it on lymph and fascia as well. It's really cool. Okay. So that's the biohacks. And then I'm going to leave you with this last thought, which is, are there supplements that will help? So my favorite supplement for opening up the pathways, we use this all the time in my office, is called SENG. You can find it on Revelation Health. We'll put a link in the notes for you. I know I talk a lot about when you're going into these longer fasts, you don't necessarily, I don't personally want my patients taking a lot of supplements while they're fasting. I want the intelligence of their body to kick in, but sometimes we need a little extra help. So something like SENG will help to open up those pathways, specifically for the lymph. So it's nutrients for the lymph nodes that will help so that they don't get stagnant and they open up. And as always, as you open up all the pathways, whatever way you choose, we always encourage you to use binders like Bind to be able to hold on to or grab on to those pathway or those toxins as they're being released. Okay, I know that was a lot, but I wanted to leave it all here in one video for you guys. I want you to succeed at fasting. I want to make sure that you have access to a lot of great information. So give me feedback. Let me know if that helped, and let me know what's your favorite way to open up your skin and lymph pathways. We have an amazing community here on YouTube, and I want to make sure a lot of our community members and subscribers actually really benefit from your comments. So if you have a pathway way that you love, please just put it in the comments so all of our community members can see it. So as always, I hope that helps. Keep fasting. You guys are awesome. And stay tuned because I will be doing more pathway work. The next one we're going to do is the gut.